Hey guys, what's up? It's La. Today, happily bringing you another episode of Car Rides with Schla. I don't even know what happened to me today, but I'm spiraling. I don't even know how to describe. In my head, not bored. The days are going by very quickly. And it's super strange. I don't know, right? Doesn't that all sound kind of odd? Like, I'm not bored. I'm all good, but I'm not all good. It's very odd. I have no idea what I was going to talk about. But I'm just going to go with this because it's been something that's lingering on my mind. It's really difficult for me to make content for people because I don't know. The way I am is so different from others. Whoa, no turn signal. Look at that. I noticed there was some plosives with the microphone because I haven't really listened to a lot of the recordings, and I think it has something to do with it kind of shifting around a little bit, but it's very frustrating. I also feel like it would be advantageous to have like a nose blocker, which would essentially be a bit of a barrier blocking any air that comes out from my nose during recording. I wonder if that's a thing. I mean, that would look kind of ridiculous, though. If I'm not mistaken. Wouldn't really look too good. But it would be effective. I think getting used to the camera being like this I don't know. I really wonder if the benefits outweigh the cons, because there are a lot of cons to this. It was very convenient to be able to see myself while recording, and now I can't. And that's just like not good. I don't know. It's not good. But I assume it's for the best. I assume it's worth it to get used to recording in this way, and we'll just see how it goes. I don't know. But what to talk about? I know. It's very difficult for me to make content for others because the way that I consume content is just so different from others. And I think the black video thing is a super duper clear understanding of that. I don't really know how else to word understanding. Probably manifestation of that was manifestation of that, because I barely even watch YouTube videos. Like, is that just me, or I don't watch videos. Does anybody do that anymore? Like, drop a comment if you actually watch videos. Because I don't. I listen to videos, but watching stuff is too difficult. I mean, it requires a lot of attention, and I just don't see what it accomplishes. Because what is going to go on in my screen is going to be something tangible or living. A video is dead. A recording is dead. But a web page is living. It's live. It's active. So I see no reason why a video is able to... How can a video take up my attention? How is that a good or reasonable or a fair idea? It's not. It's not good or reasonable or fair at all. And so I hate y'all. I seriously hate y'all, because this series is so good, and I hate that y'all nobody cares. Nobody's interacting with it because y'all are really, really stupid. That's why nobody's watching it, because you guys are dumb. Like, oh, there's a black thumbnail, so I'm just not going to click it. Oh, there's no title, so I'm just not going to click it. Why? What good is that? What good are you accomplishing? Now I'm kind of look. I'm joking a little bit. It was a bit I had thought of for a while now, and I deciding to execute it today because I'm feeling in a very odd mood anyway. I think it's fitting. But really, it is minorly frustrating to me just how that is how it is. Like, you have to have some crazy spruced up thumbnail to get people to watch something. I don't know. And again, the whole, well, I guess I could do thumbnails. That probably should be done. It's just the video being black. Why does that stop you from watching a video? It should not. I don't even watch videos. So it would be effort put into nothing. And at some point the face reveal is coming, but guys, maybe it won't. No, I'm playing. I know the views are going to grow eventually. It's a series about consistency. When people see that I deliver, it's going to be real. Now there's going to be the break, which is honestly a well-needed break. I've been working so many hours, and it's just been, I think I'm kind of losing my mind a little bit. Well, I think there may be underlying things that maybe I'm not coming to terms with, and my method of cope is just kind of spending more time at work, which is not a terrible idea. It's probably the best thing I could do if we're being, I mean, let's be straight about it. But I don't know if it's really solving things, and now it's been so many weeks. I'm starting to wonder, is it more worth it at this point? Is it more worth it to actually work less and record more? I still think the answer to that is no. But the reason why I bring it up is because it could be the case someday where, am I ready to grow out of this phase? It's hard to say. I think it's hard to say. Because I'll have to make that decision eventually. Eventually, I'm going to have to quit my job and start recording full time. I know I'm not going to be working there forever. I kind of want that. I think that's what I'm more comfortable with. But I know I'm not using my voice at my job. I like it, and I guess it's possible there could be another position. I have a feeling, though, as much as I want to stay there, it's not going to be a consistent thing. And I definitely need to have things mapped out a little bit. I do think that my show is going to take over. But it's good what I'm doing, right? It's the easy, it's the chill transition. It's the chill transition. Because I'm not doing anything rash. I think we talked about this already. Rational. Kind of fire. Sorry, I moved the mic. You probably heard that. I just don't like how close it gets. It's really weird. It's very strange. It's just not a stable apparatus, this stand. I don't know. It's not. I think certain parts of it are not consistent. They shift around. What else is new? I mean, it was cheap. It's difficult for me, though, because to me, the black thumbnails and the black videos, I don't even see why it matters, because I assume the way people would be watching the video. But it's, you know what it is? It's y'all are so used to just being spoiled. That's what it is, because there's already so many videos that people do put effort in, but I know y'all don't watch them. I know nobody listening to this right now actually watches videos. I know y'all do what I do, which is you listen to the video and you do something else. Nobody's just watching videos. Nobody does that anymore. I know that. And don't try telling me I'm wrong, because I know I'm right. So nobody's watching videos anymore. Period. But y'all are so used to being spoiled that you want to see it there, even though you're not watching it. Just for those couple seconds, you want to see it. You get what I'm saying? Because you're used to it, and there's other people who deliver it. But I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking in the future. In the future, how it's going to work is some AI is just going to grab content for you. You're not even going to have to... It's not going to be thumbnails. That's like a whole video idea I'm spitting right now. It's not going to be thumbnails. It would just be probably some kind of apparatus where an AI studies your brain and you just get sent direct content, whether it's audio or visual. I think advertising is going to change a lot, because there's going to be no reason for visual advertising anymore. Because I mean, I'm getting a little too optimistic. That would not happen, because it could happen. Like, there would be a technical zero need for adverts, but what would actually happen most likely is they would keep the visual ads coming through for sure. I don't think they would stop doing that. So I'm getting a little bit utopian with my vision. I'm not really much of a utopia believer, I suppose. I'm a little bit worried this vent is kind of blowing towards the mic a little bit, but I don't know how I can adjust it. So that's no good. I'll have to kind of look into that. Yeah, I'm being a bit utopian. I think advertising is just going to become more and more invasive, more and more disgusting, unless somebody comes in and changes things. And that's why I am announcing my bid for the presidency in 2040 early. Because I need to give you all hope. If you guys elect me president of the United States, I will fix this country. I have all the perfect policies and standpoints that I'm sure are going to change between now and then, but take my word for it. I am ahead of the curve, and I know what's best for this country. Right now, I know what's best for the country, but sadly, I'm not old enough yet. But when I'm president, they're gonna be paging through these videos, finding shade to throw at me. Hey, he said people are stupid here. He said he hate people there. Nah, forget that. That's not gonna stop me, because people can't deny Shla. People not gonna be able to deny Shla. And I think at the very least, I'm securing the VP pick. Now, obviously, what y'all wondering is which party am I going to run as? I don't even know. Because look, parties could change a lot. We're still 20 years out, 15 years out. My bad. It's not 2020 anymore. We still 20 years out. But yeah, I'm trying to be president. Now, this is my other thing. I'm not trying to be president 2 terms. Like, I just want to win once. I want to get there, win, and leave. But do everything to fix this joint in a term. Just a term. That's all I need. I just need 1 term. And so I don't see why I need to run again. Like, seriously, I know y'all want me. I know y'all want me to, but seriously, you only need 1 term. That's all you need. So, and really, ideally, what I want is to be the vice president and then become the president. Or even vice versa would be kind of cool. Like if I was president and then people like really wanted me to run again and I'm like, man, like that'd be cool, but how about I just be the VP next? That would be history breaking. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be VP, then I'm going to be president, and then I'm going to choose to be vice president. And then after that, I'm probably going to exit political life because I'm not going to need it anymore. I don't know. I'd want to be president, though. I really do. I really, really, really want to be president. And I hope 2040 is my year. I'll be pretty young. I'll be in my late 30s. But I really want to be president, guys. Please. Please, guys. Please. Come on. It would mean so much to me. It would mean so much. I'm serious. I need to figure out a plan because I'm dead serious about it. I'm dead serious about it. I really want to be president. Me and how many other people, right? The difference is, though, the other people are not going to have what I have when I run. It's just going to be... And the thing with the vice president, too, my vision with that is I would just kind of overshadow the main president. Shadow. I think what would happen, because I already had this all planned out, is in the primary, I would be like super popular but seen as risky. I would be seen as a little bit risky, so maybe primary voters and also just the party in general, they would be a little bit skeptical of Schla. Like I would be the main attention of that election, but the party would not. They'd be a little iffy about putting me as the main candidate because they might think it's a little too risky, and so but they'd want to use me as the VP slot because they knew I would bring the votes in because everybody would love Schla, like Schla for president. But then they want to make sure they're still going to win, so they're going to use Schla. But it would be funny because the president would be kind of like more of a normal politician, and then you'd have Schla as VP, and people would be like, who's the president? That's what they'd say. They'd say, who's the president? All we know is Schla. And then eventually something would happen. I would hope it would be a resignation because that would also be kind of cool. I think only one president resigned, or an assassination. That would also be kind of like a cool thing, although I'm not really wishing that. Because if I wish that, that's kind of not. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with resignation. Because then when they page back through my videos, he said he wants to get to the presidency from an assassination. Can you believe he's such an awful person? He can't be president. So you gotta keep that in mind too. That's what they'll do. But I'll overcome it. Definitely. I'm being very careful. Every single word I say in these podcasts, in these car rides, which law, every single word I say has been meticulously screened over, meticulously and thoroughly screened over and vetted to be made sure, because we're going to make sure that I will be the president. We're going to do everything. We're going to make sure. It's no mistake about it. No mistake about it. But I want to get there a fancy way. But just be a one-termer. I do not need to be there for 2 terms. And when I'm saying the VP, actually, yeah, then maybe the VP thing is, because I don't know. Being the VP, it's adding a lot of time. Like, I just want to be a one-term president. I really do just want to be a one-term president. That's truly what I want. And my VP thing is cool, but there's that assassination issue, which is going to be controversial. And it just ends up adding time to the total duration of the presidency, which I just don't like. I'm going to have my show to maintain. I'm obviously going for the record of most communication recorded of any human. So I'm not really going to have time to be president choice, guys. I know you guys want me to run again. I know, but I have my show. And I'm going to fix the country in 1 term. It's going to be quick. It's not going to be like these other people, these other so-called leaders. I trust me. We're all good. We're all good. You're in good hands now, America. You just have to make it until 2040. That's all. All you have to do. Are you guys waiting for me to talk about my policies? Is that what we're waiting for? It's a lot of good stuff. I've mentioned some of it before. Making the lottery illegal. Making advertising illegal. Who's not going to get on board with that? Well, let's say this. Let's say we'll pass on the lottery. That might be too much on people, but banning advertising, yeah, that'll. I don't know who would disagree with that. That's probably going to be my main thing. I think my main platform is going to be banning advertising. But there's some advertisements that are funny. I kind of like advertisements. They add to the culture. No. Perhaps advertising. No, I don't. Nope. There's no reason to have advertising. That same money and resources could easily just go into actual art, and that would be better for culture. Now, there's, of course, the counter argument to that, whereas money does motivate people very strongly. And so a lot of those advertisements really get some of the best and brightest effort put in to make them really stick in your head and really be crazy. But that's not even, I don't know how artistic that is. It's only one form of art. And it is sort of short. I mean, most ads are short. Especially nowadays, I'd assume advertisements are even shorter than they were before. I wonder if there's like a stat about that. The average length of an advertisement. It's probably gone down. That's going to easily be my... I actually can't think of any... I can't think of a single better... Yeah, I cannot think of a single better policy than abolishing advertisements. There's not a single better policy. strip down all the billboards. Who's not going to want that? How are most people not going to want? There's no way most people would disagree. Oh, well, actually ads are good because I don't know what to do with myself, and I like to buy things, and when the ad comes up, I like it and I buy it, and I'm happy because I don't even have to look it up. Look, I'm just saying we better get a majority on this issue, because I feel like this is like my main popular issue, because the rest of the stuff, I know it's right, but I'm concerned about popularity. So I have to think, you have to balance that line. So maybe I can't fix the country in a term, because people don't want the country to be fixed. If people wanted the country fixed, I think the candidates would look very different. The people who win and who are there in both parties are there for a reason. It's a reflection of culture. It's a reflection of what we value in people. And it says a lot. And this is both parties. This is not really targeted at, this is all parties, not even just, but this is just people. I think the people we elect are very reflective of the values we have and who we are as a country. And it's just not, it doesn't make any sense. I just wonder, though, because I know how to fix the country, but not only am I going up against the big money interests, which would definitely not want me elected, but I'd also be going against a good amount of people, because a lot of people like a lot of bad stuff, and you can't really do anything about that. Well, you can, but then you're not going to be popular. So is that the new strategy? Get there, do the unpopular things, but do the right things and not even care about losing? That's kind of fire. Because obviously none of our leaders have had the courage to do anything good. Could I get killed or something? That's like the crazy thing about being a president, though. Like, I was all hype about it, but am I really trying to have the Secret Service listening in on all my shows for the rest of my life? Maybe 2040 is cutting it a bit close. I just don't know who would be trying to kill me. That's just bananas, because I'd be doing so much good. Just some deranged people. I didn't really think about that, though. I guess this president idea needs some more thought. I think that's where we're at. I think it needs some more thought. Maybe later in my life. Maybe I'll be the oldest president. I didn't even realize that until now. But what Trump did, I actually think it makes the most sense for, like, yourself, like, selfishly. I don't think it's good for the country to run for president when you're that old. You probably shouldn't be able to run if you're 70 or older. Because even if you were 69 and you had an 8-year term, you'd still end being 77. So even that's kind of crazy. So maybe the age limit should be 65, something like that. I don't know. But at the same time, you don't really want to do that, because what if there was someone who was old who was really good? Right? It's kind of a tricky thing to balance, but I feel like 60s is a good age to be a president. Because you do want someone who's a little bit older. You don't really want someone young. Although, That's going to be me, so. And they're going to play that back. You don't really want someone young. I don't think so. I think 50s is probably a good age to be it gives you some experience, kind of like mid or late 50s, and then 2 terms, that's 8 years, ending when you're in your 60s. I think that's pretty solid. Assuming you're healthy, take care of your health, all that, which we don't even know if the presidents do, or they probably don't. It's a very taxing job. But that was my main point. Again, I think from a selfish standpoint, just from a selfish standpoint, what Trump did actually, it makes so much sense, because he lived like a billionaire for his whole life and didn't have to deal with really any nonsense as, again, like your president assassination or all these other, there's just so much junk that comes with being in politics and specifically being the president. And he avoided all that for his whole life. And then right at the end, then you become president. Like even Biden, same exact, well, no, because he was in politics his whole life. So not as much of my point. But it's still relatively is a similar thing, because he was smaller in politics. So being a senator, it's still risky. I guess it increases your chance of assassination, but it's not the same as being the president. Similar, though, I think being a president in age is kind of, it probably makes more sense selfishly. I just don't think it's good for the country. Especially now, as far as I know, Trump is or will be the oldest president ever, which is, I don't know. Now, I think also putting age as a number is a little risky, because there's also your health age. Because there's some people in their 70s who are really sharp. It's not a lot of people, or even in their 80s, it obviously goes down pretty quickly. But I don't know that anybody who's healthy would want to be president, though, right? Doesn't that kind of come with the job? That's going to be another conflict. Because I'm going to be like, nope, I get my sleep. I get my sleep. But being the president, you probably, why am I saying probably? You don't really get to sleep that much, so I wouldn't really agree with that. And you probably don't really get to eat that healthy either, because you might be out and about a lot. Yeah, so health and president don't go hand in hand. Maybe I don't want to be the president. I know I have the right ideas, and I also know that I'm good at speaking a lot. So it just works. Like, I think being the president is a very good job for me. Super good, in fact. It's just a good idea, but the caveats are, especially being so young, is I have Secret Service for the entire rest of my life, all up in my business. Sure, they're protecting me, but really, I'm not sure if I I would like to have them around. That'd be quite nice. It would be good, though. It would be very good. Who knows if in the future being a president's even going to matter, though. There's some presidents that I just feel like it hardly matters. Obama, obviously it does. He is still very much relevant. George W. Bush, I don't know. I don't know how much people actually still care about him. Bill Clinton, I don't really know how much people still care about him. Now, of course, both of them had controversies, so that may have something to do with it. But still, I don't like a lot of times when a president isn't the president anymore, they're really not that relevant. They don't really go on to do anything greater than, well, of course it's kind of difficult to do anything greater than, right? Like once you're the president, I mean, what else are you going to do? There's not really anything better. Like what further achievement really is there? But I think you guys know what I mean. There's some interviews. Obama's obviously spoke, and I'm going to use Obama because recent, and I do think his name still has a lot of positivity around it. Obviously, some people do hate him a lot, but he's the only living president that isn't president that I think still has fans, is kind of what I'm getting at. And Trump did too, but I don't know. It actually would be interesting to see the approval rating for presidents, but I still think a lot of Americans approved of Obama. But there has been a lot of hatred around him too. But you guys get what I'm saying. I don't think if Bill Clinton or George Bush or even Joe Biden really said much right now, I don't think people would really care. I don't really think those people have a following. I don't know. But Obama definitely does, and Trump definitely does. What was my whole point with this? What on earth what was I getting at? I have no idea what I was even talking about. What on earth was my point? Why am I talking about this? I think I was just talking about, yeah, there are interviews here and there, but I think most presidents sort of fade. I don't know. I don't really have a lot of evidence for this, but again, for some reason that seems like how it is. And even Obama, obviously, it just seems like you're fated to be less than once you're not. Like you can't do anything to further elevate yourself. I think it's going to be interesting too to see how is Biden going to look in the long term. I think that's really interesting. Is he going to be remembered? Or are people going to kind of forget about him? Because nobody's going to forget about Trump. And I don't think that many people forget about Obama either. Like, obviously, two pretty noteworthy people. But I wonder, like, because the reason why I say this is because there's a lot of people who are just TikTok brained and don't really pay attention. And that's kind of the demographic I'm thinking of could be more prevalent in the future. And if that's the case, because some people now, do they even know who George Bush is? Do they even know who Bill Clinton is? Probably not. There's probably, I don't know, do most people even know? Like most younger people? I don't know. I think a lot of people are kind of not really paying attention to things and just, who knows what they're doing, right? So I think it's relevant what I'm saying. Someone like Biden, I don't know, was really able to strike a chord with people or anything like that. And I just don't know. I don't know if he was loud enough for this era. What if he just kind of fades into obscurity? That is kind of sad, though, too. Because if you think about being a president when you're late in age, it's such an accomplishment. And then you're just going to be done after that. At least Obama could have easily another 20 years in him. Like, you get to live as being the president, as having been the president. That's that is very cool. Whereas Biden, I mean, hey, like with modern science, he could live another 20 years, but I don't know. It's obviously, even if he did, it wouldn't be super pleasant. Let's put it that way. Same with Trump, too. Even if I haven't really kept up with how he's doing, but again, with modern medicine and all that, he could live another 20 years, but it probably wouldn't be pleasant. You know, that's I keep reiterating. Whereas if you're like Obama, you still get to bask in it a little bit. You still get to live and be around, and I don't know. I don't know which is better or worse, though, because there is also, again, like I said, a lot of the stress and anxiety and paranoia that comes with that too. Not really sure. I mean, anybody in public life has to deal with that. I will too. I could have, you know, with the stuff I'm going to be talking, I'm talking about real stuff on this show. I hope I don't get assassinated, though. That'd be kind of sad. I don't want to die. Well, I think I'm at peace with dying, but I do want to live. I do want to live to be over 110. I would preferably. You know, I'm starting to realize something, though. How am I going to do all this stuff? Like, what are the chances? Because already being the president, super difficult, super rare. And also being the person to live the longest, that is an additional super rare, super crazy thing. I might as well say I also want to win the lottery. Like, how many things am I going to defy? I think it's possible maybe I need to just pick one thing and stick to it. Especially because being the president and living to the longest age completely contradict each other for obvious reasons. Wow, I'm at a loss because I'm already here. I feel like it's crazy. Talking is always just so good for me. It's so healing. Even if nobody watches this. Because I'm already home. I don't even care about the commute. Well, I still do because it's costly on the car. Puts wear and tear, gas, etc. A lot of things. But it's already time for TLDR Witchlaw. I have no idea what we were talking about in the beginning. I feel like I was losing my mind. What else was there, though? Then we talked about my presidential aspirations and ended up talking about that for a super long time. I don't even know what else we talked about. Then we started just talking about presidents. I think that's about it. Anyways, bye, schla out.